Hello, people. This is Big Boss Calvin 83. This video, it goes out to Caucasian people who the majority are racist, and I'm starting to think that all of y'all ain't got no damn hope. You're all racist. Because the ones who claim to not be racist end up being racist, and the ones who claim to not be racist still don't want to address Caucasian supremacy, do not want to check other Caucasian people who are racist against people of color because they're too fucking scared to say something. So when y'all claim to not be racist and you don't do anything to combat racism at your end and stop racism at your side of the fence, and you defend it and make excuses for it, and you try to protect your white privilege that you claim that doesn't exist, then you are a Caucasian supremacist. You are a Nazi. You are a racist too. And no, people say you shouldn't generalize, but this is a true generalization. Anything more than 50% is a generalization. So, since I can't tell the difference who's the good guy or the bad guy, I want to say it like this, and you better separate yourselves. If you claim to be a good person, separate yourselves from the bad people and stop hanging with the bad people if you claim to be a good person. Because if a good person claims to be, I'll say it like this, if a person claims to be a good person, but yet they associate themselves with evil and support evil, then they're evil motherfucker themselves, just lying to me, to good people like myself, and lying to themselves. And that's just a waste of time. So, dear Caucasian people, stop telling us to get over it. I'll say that again. Dear Caucasian people, stop telling people of color to get over it. Okay, that is just a racist statement. And you know what I'm talking about. Stop telling us to get over slavery and Jim Crow, and stop telling us to get over racism. How can you get over racism when you're the ones who are still practicing it to this day? That don't make no sense. The stuff that you evil Avanoid devils say don't make no fucking sense. Stop telling so-called black people to get over slavery, get over Jim Crow, and the other injustices that we have suffered in the other forms of inhumane treatment that we have suffered from past to present, and you continue to bestow on us in the future, and plan to kill us and murder us and still get away with it because you are privileged. You people are privileged. And the system controls, you control the system, and it is governed by people within your group that controls the system where you benefit from. Okay? I don't have to get over shit. I don't have to let it go. I will not turn the other cheek. I am not the go along, get along Negro. Okay? I am not the go along, get along Negro. Those people are dead. Them Negroes, those fucking coons, them old ass coons that y'all racist Caucasian people love are fucking dead. That generation of my, I would say my grandfather and grandmother's time, where they were the go on, get along Negro pins, they're damn near, they're dead. Basically, all those Negroes are dead. Just like you say, all those racist Caucasian people who enslaved us, the so-called black people, and are dead. Well, guess what? Them go along to get along Negroes who kiss your ass and be yes a master, yes a boss, and suck your dick and lick your anus and kiss your butt and lick your boots. Them house niggers are dead. So people of color in my generation ain't gonna take your shit. We're not gonna forgive, and we're not gonna turn the other cheek. If you do us wrong, we're gonna come after you, and we're gonna try to kill you blatantly. And yeah, I said it. And we're gonna hope death and destruction and that you suffer. And since you Caucasian people have a recessive gene and you are a struggling gene and you are dying the fuck off, that makes me happy. That makes me sleep well at night to see y'all suffering. And you're starting to get a taste of pain and misery since your foundation of Caucasian supremacy is coming to a fucking end. Racism is nothing new to you motherfuckers. Okay, let me tell you Caucasian people something. Racism that you see, the racial tensions and division, is nothing new. First of all, racism, y'all started racism. You people started racism. It wasn't people of color. People of color have never been racist and can't be racist. Okay? Y'all started the division. Y'all started dividing people of African descent to different ethnicities. And what I mean by that, you started dividing people, since many people of color come from the motherland, are descendants of Africans. You started dividing the Africans, what you call blacks. You did that with the so-called Latinos, the so-called Asians, and the so-called Indians, and the so-called Arabs. Okay? Other non-Caucasian people who are, and other ethnic people of color who don't identify with the term black, you cause them racial divisions. You cause them cultural differences, giving us names, and with your conquering and with your evil divide and conquer tactics, and conquering other nations, and colonializing and enslaving others. Okay? Why do y'all get upset when we talk about this? If you're so beyond it, since you're so over it and it's a new day, why are y'all still upset when so-called black people talk about this? Okay? Y'all should get over yourselves. I mean, it's the fucking past, so if it's the fucking past, then you should not have an issue discussing the past. You don't tell the Jews to get over the Holocaust. You don't tell Jewish people who are currently alive, well, those Germans who put you on put you on a concentration camps and put you in fucking ovens, and Hitler, who made y'all suffer, who made the Jews suffer. Y'all don't tell the Jews who are currently alive, and especially in my age group, well, you've never been in the Holocaust. Yeah, it was before. It's before the stuff what happened to the Jews in the Holocaust. You don't tell other Jewish people that it's before their time, and they need to move on and get over it. And there's no anti-Semitism. Yeah, I don't tell the Jews that. You're afraid to tell the Jews that, because you know why? Because some Jews will fucking beat your ass and fucking kill you, and plus they control everything. Damn, they control everything. Just so there's another form of Caucasian supremacy, which is what I call Jewish supremacy. Jews own damn near this nation. Jews damn near own the planet. I'm not gonna name names, okay? But the Jews who are in the positions of power, who are the elites, the Zionist Jews, if you tell a Jewish person to get over the Holocaust, you're going to get your ass beat. If a Jewish person told another Jewish person, well, y'all need to get over the Holocaust, it's a long time ago, and, well, you know, other Jews sold us into the FEMA camps. Y'all Caucasian people, you don't hear Germans and other Caucasian people telling Jews, well, you know, there's other Jews that betrayed y'all and sold y'all into the fucking concentration camps. Y'all don't hear that shit. Y'all don't nobody tells Caucasian people to get over the past. You don't hear Arabs, you don't hear Middle Easterners telling America to get over 9/11. And don't give me, well, people are alive. First of all, 9/11 was an isolated incident, and the Arabs did not do it. It was Caucasian people who fucking did that. It was Caucasian people who killed those people out in New York City. The government, the United States government, run and controlled by Caucasian people, Anglo-Saxon bastard bitches. It was the ones that killed those people and destroyed those 10 Twin Towers. And it was an inside job. It was planned from the beginning. So they can take your rights away. all people of all ethnicities, including Caucasian people. Yeah, take your take your constitutional rights away that you Caucasian people for that only belong to you. If the Japanese people told y'all to get over Pearl Harbor, you would be in a fucking uproar. When Pearl Harbor was the American government again that bombed those people, killed those that bombed Pearl Harbor and out in Hawaii, which is not your fucking land to begin with. That land belonged to the Hawaiians, the original indigenous Hawaiians, including the Asians that were living there before you Europeans came there. You Caucasian motherfuckers who always tearing up shit came, and you savages thugs coming, colonializing, raping, pillage the fuck out of the land, taking land that's not yours and stealing wealth and resources that ain't fucking yours. Okay? Nobody tells America, nobody tells a Caucasian person, Caucasian people to get over the American Revolution. You don't hear Mexicans telling y'all to get over the Alamo. Okay? Y'all, to tell somebody to get over it, y'all don't tell the feminists, and you don't tell women who were raped, especially raped by men, to get over it, especially Caucasian females who were raped, who were actually raped. And you Caucasian males commit the majority of the rapes. You will be offended if y'all will be offended and be in an uproar, and especially the feminists, if they told women to get over rape, to tell a rape victim to get over it. But they'll tell a man to get over anything. But that's beyond that. They treat the man like a nigger. Okay. But okay, y'all don't tell the gay people, the gay and lesbians and transgender and bisexuals who were mistreated back in the past, and gay was not the end thing like it is now. Gay people were treated like shit, but so-called black people were inhumanely treated like 1,000 times worse. Inhumanely, still treated like three-fifths as a fucking human being. Y'all don't tell gay people who suffer discrimination to get over it. Okay? Y'all don't tell the Japanese to get over it. You don't tell Japan when you drop them bombs on Japan, motherfuckers, when it was the American government, let's just say for shits and giggles, a Japanese person did bomb Pearl Harbor. It was probably American. He was probably paid off, probably American citizen, and probably paid the fuck off by the American government to bomb Pearl Harbor. But Pearl Harbor was bombed by Caucasian people. Okay? Self-inflicted. Y'all don't tell Japan when the people that you drop bombs on Japan and destroyed their country and raping their women and children. Y'all don't tell them to get over it. When you inflict all that, you Caucasian people inflict so much pain throughout the damn globe. Y'all don't tell China that you colonialized too to get over it. Well, that was the British, but the Americans, the American people and the British people are on the same damn team. So you can miss me with that. Y'all don't tell India that the British colonized and raped the fuck out of and raped their women and children and killed them off and try to commit genocide on them to get over it. Y'all don't even tell the Native Americans in North America and I'll even say South America, but specifically North America, to get over it. And I don't want to hear, well, everybody was slaves and blah, blah, blah. That's bullshit. You Caucasian people will always try to rationalize your racism, your hatred, your evil wicked ways, and your Caucasian supremacy and your heinous acts. So-called black people, so-called African people, people of color who come from so-called Africa, suffered more inhumane treatment, more genocide, enslavement, and slavery goes on to this damn day. Y'all are taking y'all raping and pillaging the fuck out of Africa and stealing land that ain't fucking yours. You're raping them women and children, lynching and mutilating their bodies, castrating the fuck out of them, using them as guinea pigs to test your diseases on them, and infecting the whole populace. and try to kill off so-called black people and forcing them to get abortions and shit. Same shit you're doing in China. Oh, yeah. Okay? Not everybody was a fucking slave, okay? I'm tired of Caucasian people crying and bitching about their fucking pain and so-called play and telling everybody to shut the fuck up and get over it when they don't have to fucking get over it. Y'all don't have the gall to tell the Jews to get over it. So don't tell black people to fucking get over it. I'll say that again. Y'all don't have the balls to tell the Jews to get over it. Y'all don't have the fucking feminists. You don't to fucking tell the feminists, your Caucasian woman, to get over when she was raped and fucking oppressed by the Caucasian male. So stop telling people of color, so-called African Americans, so-called black people, African people, whatever term you want to use to identify as Nubian people, to get over it. That is just fucking inhuman, insensitive, and disrespectful as hell. We ain't getting over shit. Give us reparations, give us back our land, leave Africa, and pay our way, and give us a flies first class back to the continent. But you ain't gonna do that because you will lose your power. Okay? If all so-called black people left America and left England, left Europe, that we built, okay, forced to build, and any so-called white country, any European country, European society, and Canada, if we all left all European nations and went back to the motherland and went wherever we want to go, America would not be America. America will be nothing. Caucasian people cannot survive without so-called black people. And y'all know this. Y'all can't do anything. Everything you have, you stole from everybody else. You use people, you exploit people, and take advantage of them, but you don't want to share the wealth. Because you're selfish and evil as hell. Okay, I'm really getting sick and tired of saying this same thing over and over again. Okay, so you need to drink a hot glass. You pale skin monkey motherfuckers need to drink a hot glass and shut the fuck up. Because someone told you to get over it, you be offended. You don't tell Caucasian, gay, and lesbian people to get over it. You don't tell the faggots and transsexuals to get over it for their mistreatment. You don't tell feminists to get over it. Women talking about how men have oppressed, how particularly Caucasian males have oppressed women for thousands of years ago and raped them and oppressed them, and didn't tell them. They told them that they couldn't vote, they couldn't have their own business or whatever the hell. Some women couldn't work in certain areas. They couldn't do certain things. But y'all don't tell feminists to get over it. So stop telling so-called black people to get over it. Makes you a damn hypocrite. Okay? I mean, y'all want to tell us you want to tell us women can cry and not cry, but you want us to cry over your fucking pain and cry about your fucking past and history. That is just blatant racism and insensitivity and Caucasian supremacy overall. That's just fucking just being evil and racist and dismissive of other people's pains and sufferings and plights that you pale skin monkey Caucasian people has caused on us and other non-Caucasian people. Okay? We don't tell y'all to get over it, so don't tell us to get over it. We're not going to get over the fact that you enslaved our ancestors, took us from another. You took us on a fucking boat, compacted. We were forced to sit and pee and shit on our fucking selves, be sick and die of these terminal illnesses, knock our teeth out to force us to eat toxic pork and other toxic foods that y'all fucking eat. Then throw us overboard for cost effectiveness. You Caucasian people have benefited off of slavery. And then after slavery, you didn't want to give us reparations. And still don't want to give us reparations to this day. You give every other group, ethnic group, reparations but us. To keep us in bondage. And then you have us work long hours. Excuse me. Work longer hours and pay us less anyway. And charge us more for taxes. That's bullshit. Okay? Even when we built, even in the Jim Crow era, in the segregation era, when we had our own businesses like the Rosewood, Florida, the Springfield, Illinois, Tulsa, Oklahoma's, you know, so-called Black Wall Street, y'all got jealous in this race, and you let this racist Caucasian bitch cry rape and lie and say that a so-called black man robbed her and raped her. And then you use that, and you know the bitch was lying, which you should have done when, and knowing that it was another Caucasian male that would rape a Caucasian woman and rape. Y'all burnt our so-called black wealthy towns because you were fucking jealous and used that as an excuse to destroy our communities because you felt threatened by our fucking success. We pulled ourselves by our fucking bootstraps. When you pale skin monkey motherfuckers built your own nation and stop using other people to do your dirty work. You're using the Mexicans to work your jobs, do your crops and take care of your fucking land and cut your grass and shit. Y'all the most laziest motherfuckers out there, but you have a problem with immigrants coming to this land when you stole everything from everybody. You raped and pillaged and colonized the fuck out of everybody's land, stole their wealth and resources, and then you're gonna have a problem with them trying to come here and try to get to the so-called American dream? That you just like being on top. Let's keep it fucking real. Y'all like your privilege, y'all like being on fucking top, and you want other people of color, all people of color, all ethnic people of color to suffer in silence while you are in the comfort of your fucking white privilege. Well, fuck that. You know? Fuck all that bullshit. Like I said, we ain't the get along generation. We ain't the yes a master, yes a boss type of Negroes, okay? Them people are dead. And all them people said, and you like to say, oh, the racist Caucasian people that enslaved y'all and then Jim Crow on us. Let me tell you something. So-called black people supposedly had freedom, but we're never really free. We've been free for the last less than 50 years, okay? That's not a long time. We've been under your oppression forever. We've been enslaved and oppressed many different ways, and you have committed all these heinous, inhumane acts on us. You have lynched us. You have raped us, sodomized the fuck out of us, stole from us, committed genocide on us, mutilated our bodies, castrated us, burnt us alive, and tortured the fuck out of us. You know, killed us, killed our children, fed our babies, fed our so-called black babies to alligators. You have raped the men. You have raped our women, tortured our women. But y'all bitching about some fucking Caucasian kid who's disabled. I don't think he's disabled. And that he was a victim of a fucking bully prank. When you have been bullying us for the last 500 fucking years. Okay? And you talk about hate crimes. When you have committed hate crimes on us all fucking throughout the whole time of this nation. Since forever. First of all them just because those slave masters, most of them slave masters are still alive. You know why? Most of them so-called let me get my facts straight. Those Caucasian people that enslaved so-called black people in the 1800s and then victimized us and lynched us and raped us and tortured us and burned us alive and beat us to death and did other inhumane acts towards us, used us as guinea pigs for medical experiments and butchered our genitals and butchered our bodies and and used us as testing guinea pigs for diseases and affected us. We all damn near died, and y'all try to kill us off with abortions and shit, committing so-called black genocide against us. Y'all want us to be quiet about that? You telling us not to be upset? Well, every time a Caucasian female is raped, y'all are upset. Even if you know the bitch is lying, y'all still give her the benefit of the doubt. And when y'all Caucasian people are victims, y'all cry forever. When 9/11 happened, when it was done by you people, you Caucasian people, y'all cried forever. When the American Revolution, y'all cried forever. When the Korean War happened, y'all did some dirty shit to the Koreans. But you cried about the soldiers being killed when the soldiers were doing some evil, wicked-ass shit to the Korean people. And the Chinese people. And throughout Asia, and Japan, and especially Japan, dropping bombs on them. And then the Vietnam War, doing dirty shit to them. Y'all the most evilest people on the fucking planet. And take no personal responsibility for what you fucking do, but you want everybody else to take responsibility for what you do to us. Fuck all that bullshit. Get the fuck out of here. That's some big, blatant, insensitive, dismissive, hypocritical bullshit. Blatant racism. Okay? Y'all cry. When y'all don't get your fucking way, y'all shoot up a damn school. You shoot up your fucking workplace or your former place of employment because you didn't get your way, or you shoot up a building or fucking mall because you didn't get your fucking way because some girl rejected you or some guy rejected you. So you want to make a false accusation of rape or some bullshit. Causing all kinds of trouble. You're the biggest troublemakers and shit starters there is. You're the biggest deadbeat parents that there is. Biggest pedophiles, biggest rapists that there is. Biggest drug dealers, biggest thugs that there is. And when y'all say thugs and savages and call us animals, that's code for niggers, y'all. Because when I was on Lovely T's page, when she did that video about them 4 so-called black teens bullying that and making that video Facebook Live prank on that disabled racist Caucasian male. Yeah, he's racist too. Just because a person has a disability, just because a Caucasian person, male or female, has a disability or fucking retarded, that don't mean they can't be racist. Because look at Bethany Starro. She was deaf, and I hope that bitch suffers in some damn way and dies of her terminal illness. Yeah, I said it. Gets some cancer and suffers for it. Yeah, I said it. Because she falsely accused a so-called black woman of throwing acid in her fucking face when she did it to her fucking self. And them bitches and these Caucasian females have yet to apologize. Hey, I'm sorry for making a false accusation of rape. Falsely accusing a so-called black man of rape. Falsely accusing a so-called black woman of throwing acid in my fucking face or jumping me. Or so-called black people robbing me. Y'all that bitch, Bethany Starro, and the other racist, that motherfucker that worked at that EMT, that I don't know what that guy did in New York City, that Caucasian male that falsely accused of I think it was a gang of so-called black males, a group of black males robbing the fuck out of him. He should do jail time and lose his fucking job for that. And because he probably did some dirt and probably got some so-called black people killed. But I digress. You always had Caucasian people lying on so-called black people and they don't get no jail time. That's a hate crime. That's the definition of hate crime. When Emmett Till was beaten to death and tortured to death, and other people like Emmett Till, like your Mike Browns, your Tamir Rices, your Sandra Bland's, your Rekia Boyds, and your John Crawford, that was a hate crime. That bullying, I'm not saying what those 4 so-called black teens did in Chicago was right, but I don't give a shit about that fucking disabled Caucasian male who's racist as hell. Okay, and his parents are racist. Y'all Caucasian people like to say, well, racism is a long time ago racist statement. But y'all get mad when we say and prove that so-called black people cannot be racist when we fucking can't. We didn't enslave Caucasian people, bring them, take them out of Europe, and take them to North America, excuse me, and force them to build America. We didn't segregate against Caucasian people. We didn't have Jim Crow over Caucasian people. We didn't beaten, we didn't lynch, we didn't rape, we didn't sodomize and commit other inhumane acts and use Caucasian people as medical test experiments for diseases and other shit. And mutilate their bodies and burn them the fuck alive and laugh about it. We didn't feed so-called white babies to alligators. Okay? We didn't harm your children, rape your children, torture your children. We didn't beat up. Where's your so-called white Emmett Tills at? We didn't. I mean, where's your so-called Mike Browns at? Your so-called white Mike Browns at? I mean, your so-called white Tamir Rices, your so-called white Sandra Bland's. If reverse racism exists and black privilege exists, which doesn't exist. So-called black people do not have the power to discriminate against Caucasian people. When have Caucasian people been turned down for a fucking opportunity, denied a loan, denied a job opportunity? I mean, because they have a so-called white sounding name. Charge more for insurance because they have a white sounding name. Never happened. Being miseducated in the school system, being forced to be in poverty because of the color of their fucking skin, being redlined, and having their communities terrorized and being robbed of resources and denied certain opportunities and being exploited for martial law. When have so-called black people broken up Caucasian people's families, forcing them to go to different plantations? That's never happened. Forcing them to live in certain areas. And saying that, when have he denied Caucasian people? They're saying you can't live in our wealthy, prosperous neighborhoods and communities. Never happened, okay? When have so-called black people murdered Caucasian people, committed hate crimes on Caucasian people, and we got off for it? Where are your so-called black cops killing Caucasian males and raping the fuck out of females and killing females to a degree? And they get off scot-free, despite it being on video. Never happened. So y'all can miss me with that reverse racism bullshit and that black privilege bullshit. Y'all don't have a 1 month of a so-called White History Month. Y'all history is every day, all year round. Y'all control everything. We don't control a goddamn thing. And then some idiot, some racist Caucasian supremacist trying to tell me, well, there's so-called black entertainers out there, but we don't have, but y'all want to promote but y'all control these so-called black entertainers. You know what I'm saying? Y'all control them. Y'all control them Negro paying house nigger coons. Okay? We don't throw, there's a lot of Caucasian entertainers, but they have privilege. They don't go through what other people of color who are entertainers go through. Y'all Caucasian people own and control damn near everything. Okay? You understand what I'm saying? Oh, well, there's a few so-called black businesses out there, but y'all own, but that's like 2%. And the only reason why Caucasian people brought in this integration was so they can suck up all the resources out of our so-called black communities, so we wouldn't stick together, so we wouldn't be patronizing our own businesses. And that's why they want to throw the term reverse racist. If we take up for each other, stick up for our own. But y'all don't call Asians reverse racist. Y'all don't call Mexicans and Hispanics and Latinos reverse racist. Y'all don't do that shit. Y'all don't call East Indians reverse racist. And those motherfuckers stick together. Y'all don't call Middle Easterners, particularly Arab people, reverse racist. But y'all have a problem with us sticking together, keeping to our fucking selves, and working together and putting something together. You're always in our fucking business. You're so insecure and you're so jealous of us for no damn reason. Okay? I mean, y'all racist, pale-skinned monkey motherfuckers need to just shut the fuck up. Nobody's out to get you. Nobody's victimizing you. You're just mad because your Caucasian supremacy is coming to a fucking end. And we're tired of it. And people are tired of your bullshit and your lies and your hypocrisy and your racism. Okay? It just bothers you that we call it out. We're just calling it out. If it's racism is so in the past, how come you can't have a casual conversation about it? You Caucasian people, every time a so-called black person makes a mistake, or just an other person, another ethnic person of color makes a mistake, every time, but particularly a so-called black person, a person of color who makes a mistake or does something to y'all hold grudges forever. Y'all need to. I mean, what I learned from that experience of, the fact that why y'all still bitching about this disabled racist Caucasian male teen I'm being bullied. But like I'm saying is to you Caucasian folks, that disabled racist Caucasian male, who was just bullied and the victim of a prank, that's not a hate crime. And them 4 so-called black teens, should not be in jail. They're just kids. We should look into it. We don't know what happened before the Facebook Live video. We don't know what was said and done to make why these so-called 4 black teens did what they did to that disabled Caucasian male. I don't see him as a victim. We need to check his school records, his criminal record, if he got a record, his juvenile records, what he did in school. Was he a bad child? Did he have disciplinary problems? Did he have problems at home? Because it seems like this guy made poor choices. That's what y'all say about us. No, I'm just using your talking points. What did he do to cause those 4 teens to do that to that disabled Caucasian man? What are those 4 so-called black teens did to that Caucasian male? I'll just say it like this. What made those 4 so-called black teens behave that way and do that to that disabled Caucasian male? And why are they being harshly punished? I'm not saying what they did was right, but they shouldn't be doing like life in prison. They shouldn't be underneath the jail. I'm just tired of the selective outrage. It's over. It happened. It's over. Y'all need to get over it, forgive, move on, and turn the other cheek like you tell us. But see, y'all don't do that. See, y'all a bunch of hypocrites. I'm so more upset about the stories about so-called black people being victims of hate crimes every day, and the media, just the Caucasian media, the Jewish media, just glosses over it and just dismisses it like it's no big deal, and they always blaming us at the fucking they're always victim blaming us basically. What happens when cops kill us, profile us, when you got these racist Caucasian people and these other non-Caucasian people who are prejudiced against so-called black people, committing hate crimes on us, bullying us, harassing us, fucking with us, disrespecting us, degrading us, making us the butt of their jokes, humiliating us, hurting us and setting us up, doing harm to us. But y'all silent on those stories. You're silent on those incidents. When those cases happen, you're silent. I'm sick and tired of the selective outrage, y'all. But so-called black people gotta forgive and forget and move on and get over it and turn the other cheek. Fuck that. I ain't turning the other cheek, and I'm not getting over nothing. I don't have to get over shit, and I shouldn't. You know what I'm saying? We as people of color, so-called black people, African people, Nubian people, need to stop being so damn forgiving and stop turning the other cheek and stop getting over it, because you can never get over something. When somebody does you wrong in an evil way, you can't get over it. You can never get over it. So that's an ignorant, insensitive ass statement. That's just being dismissive of someone's pains and sufferings. But if you tell them to get over it, they get offended. That's hypocrisy. So stop telling people to do something you wouldn't do yourself. Caucasian people. I mean, where's the outrage when that, and out in Idaho, when that disabled so-called black male teen got raped with a coat hanger and was convicted of a hate crime and forced to sing a Ku Klux Klan song by these Caucasian supremacist teens, but y'all make excuses for them and they get no jail time. You know, I mean, you got cases of Caucasian people victimizing people of color and other groups, ethnic groups of color, who want to be Caucasian, victimizing people of color, so-called black people, and there's no outrage. Y'all don't push that they get jail time and be severely punished and get life in prison or get the electric chair. Y'all ain't giving. I mean, the victims of these so-called black families and the victim of that so-called black person is not getting money, not getting a GoFundMe campaign so they can pay for their damages and better their lives. It's just bullshit. At the end of the day, I just see right through your hypocrisy. You Caucasian people are just a bunch of sissies and selfish ass, insensitive ass bitches. Yeah, I said it. So in a nutshell, stop telling us to get over it and turn the other cheek and forgive when you ain't doing it your fucking self. That's just blatantly insensitive and racist. You get over it. You tell the Jews to get over it. Get over the Holocaust and stop bitching about it and complaining and whining. You Caucasian people, get over the American Revolution. Get over the Alamo. Get over Pearl Harbor. Get over the fact that you were severely oppressed by Arabs at one point. Yeah, look it up. Get over 9/11. It was a long time ago. Get over what happened to y'all when y'all tried to invade Vietnam and try to invade Korea and China and Japan. When shit happened to y'all, when y'all should have never bothered those people in the first place, victimizing those people in the Middle East. Fuck out of here. And you wonder why people of color are angry because because we built this country, we fought and died in your fucking wars. We raised your children, breastfeed your children, took care of your children, and protected you people, and you still throw it in our fucking faces and throw us underneath the damn bus. How would you feel if someone did that to you, if a group of people did that to you, took you out of your homeland, brought you here, forced you to work free slave labor, tortured you, raped you, beat you, sodomized you, and commit other heinous acts against you, castrate you, lynched you, especially being lied on and being lied to and deceived and fucked over? How would y'all feel? And then y'all benefit, and you motherfuckers benefit off of evil all the damn time. You will not like it, so shut the fuck up and own up to your fucking evil and take personal responsibility. Then maybe we can take personal responsibility for our actions when you start taking responsibility for the evil, wicked shit that you have done and benefited from. So shut the fuck up. I'm out. Peace. You bunch of racist hypocrites.
Yeah, this. I get sick and tired of hearing Caucasian people talk about we were all slaves and we all been hurt. That's bullshit. Because if that's the case, if we were all slaves, then my thing is everybody would have got reparations. My ancestors, my people, my group, my ethnic group would have gotten reparations and injustice, and the racism would have stopped a long time ago. If you motherfuckers talk about we all have problems, we all been hurt, why does it seem that a particular group of people like to go out their way to harm and hurt a different group of people for the hell of it, and then the victims get no justice? You know what I'm saying? Now, at the same damn time, if we were to do it to them, the group, people of color who's always victimized by Caucasian people, now with people of color were the perpetrators and did the same shit to Caucasian people that Caucasian people do to people of color, they wouldn't handle it. They'd be in an uproar. They'd be crying and bitching from forever and never forgiving, never turning the other cheek, never moving on, never getting over it. They would demand justice and restitution. Okay? Make sure we be punished. But when people of color are victims from Caucasians, but Caucasian supremacy, and other non-Caucasians, whereas you're supposed to just sit back and suffer in silence. Now, if we were all victims and we all been hurt, you will have love and compassion for other people's pains and sufferings, and be sensitive to their plight and not just yours. Caucasian people don't have a plight. I take that back. They don't have a plight. You will have people who have a plight and been through some pain and suffering will not be dismissive of other people's pains and sufferings and try to say my pain, try to one up you and try to make themselves have a victim complex and say I hurt more than you, so I don't care about your issues, but my issues are more important. What you're really saying is that I'm better than you and you need to just shut the fuck up and suffer in silence. You can forget that bullshit. Gee, pale skin monkey devils, you. If we're all equal, then nobody will be over. We would not have a social hierarchy. If we were all truly equal, everybody would not face racism, sexism, and discrimination. There would be no isms, no injustice, no classism, no divisions. But Caucasian people who are running this, who's running the globe, who's running this country, are known as AmeriKKKa, and I'll just say overall North America. If we all had the same opportunities and same power and same rights and privileges like Caucasian people do, then guess what? They would not be able to be racist and not have no power, not be over somebody. But these motherfuckers, these Caucasian supremacists, want to be over somebody because they get off hurting other people and fucking other people over who have a different skin complexion than they do, skin color, ethnicity than they do. I want y'all people to pay attention. Okay, so when they try to compare, when they try to act like they've been through so much, they suffer so much. My thing is, if that's the case, you wouldn't be dismissive of people of color's pain, and nobody, because people of color, so-called black people, African people, were taken out of their land and inhumanely abused and mistreated, and victims of heinous acts of rapes and castration, body mutilation, genital mutilation, and I mean worse, to sit in their own filth and diseases and catch all these diseases and sickness, being thrown overboard in the boat, in the ocean, because of cost effectiveness. You motherfuckers will not have. The banks have benefited so much. These Caucasian people and these corporations who participated in the slave trade, including the Jews, would have never gained so much power and wealth and privilege if we all hurt. You know, being forced to work for free, being beaten to death, losing your language, your culture, your religion, your heritage, not knowing who the fuck you are, losing your customs, and these motherfuckers taking your customs and calling it theirs. Every invention that you invented and created and built, they benefit off of, but we don't get nothing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it is owed to so-called black people in AmeriKKKa, because everybody benefited off of their so-called American dream, but so-called black people have yet to benefit off their American dream. AmeriKKKa was never great. America was never great. When they say they want America great again, particularly Caucasian people, they want us to be back in fucking change. So they're just like their forefathers and mothers. They're just like their great-great-great-great-grandparents. They're just like their ancestors. Because you know why? Because hate is taught to children. You are not born to hate people. You're not born to be a bigot. You're not born to be a racist. You're not born to be a misogynist. You're not born to be a misandric. You know what I'm saying? That is taught to you as a child. So since they passed on this racial hatred and passed on this wealth and the benefits and the white privileges, that's why, and you wonder why people of color are angry at Caucasian people and other groups, because they fucked us over too. That's why. And you know this. You know what I'm saying? So if we all went through pain and all suffered, First of all, if we all had the same conquerors, if we were all conquerors, then everybody would be equal. Nobody would have power over each other. You know what I'm saying? If we all suffered and were enslaved, then we all be extinct. And there would be no social hierarchy, and Caucasian people would not be on top. Racism would not exist. You know what I'm saying? But you Caucasian people, you Caucasian supremacists, I should say, because all y'all that way, y'all keep making your excuses and keep pissing us off. Because like I said before, my generation ain't the get along generation. Yeah, you got a few house nigger coons out here, but you got a few people who are awake to what's going on, and they're gonna play with your bullshit. And we ain't playing with you. We will take you out. So recognize. So all I'm gonna say is stop being so damn dismissive and insensitive to so-called black people's plights and pains and sufferings when you have benefited off of slavery and Jim Crow and segregation. You have benefited off of the civil rights movement, particularly Caucasian females. You have benefited off of everything, all the wars that black people were forced to fight. And we built this nation. We built your businesses. We made your banks wealthy, your corporations wealthy. You know, we made this land the way it is, and you stole this land from the Native Americans. You gave them a piece of something. You gave them some reparations, but you didn't give them back the land that you stole. But you told everybody to get over it. Fuck y'all. We're gonna enjoy our white privilege, you know, and y'all gotta suffer in silence. Get the fuck out of here. And then y'all say go back to Africa. You go back to the Caucasus Mountains of Europe. You go back to Europe. And all the wealth you stole, all the resources, the money, and all the power, and all the influence that you have, you give that back to everybody else. All the customs that you have that you stole, and all the inventions and all the technologies, and just all the resources that you stole from other cultures and other people, especially from so-called black people, and especially the inventions, you give that back to us and give us credit. You start teaching it in the fucking schools. You give up your power, your white privilege. You stop practicing Caucasian supremacy. Stop practicing racism. You go back to the Caucasus Mountains of Europe. You go back to Europe, and you give back all the wealth and resources and power, and you tell the truth, the real story, our real history. Okay. Because let me tell you something: if so-called black people left America, North America, y'all ain't gonna be shit. Y'all ain't gonna survive. Or especially these, and then you got these other ethnic groups of color who don't want to call themselves black, but they come from Africans. Guess what? They wouldn't know how to survive either. They probably do okay, but without so-called black people being the pioneers of this globe, of this planet, ain't nobody. Y'all ain't gonna make it. Okay, so all I'm gonna say, give people of color, particularly so-called black people, the credit and the respect that we fucking deserve. We are human beings just like you. Actually, we're more human than you. Y'all got Neanderthal DNA, you Caucasian folks. So stop telling us, like I said before, stop telling us to get over it when you don't tell the Jewish people to get over the Holocaust. You get offended if someone told you to get over 9/11, get over the American Revolution, the Alamo, get over World War I and II, and then some of the injustices that you have suffered, especially in Europe, and the stuff that's happened to America by outside forces. If someone told you to get over it, you want to say you're anti-American. Y'all bunch of motherfuckers, a bunch of hypocrites. Y'all just need to drink a hot glass and shut the fuck up. Okay? Yeah, I don't expect y'all to change because you are not a progressive group, but you're dying the fuck off. And maybe y'all just need to just worry about your so-called white on white crime, because it's getting out of hand in the Caucasian community. But y'all. But stop butting into our business and everybody else's business, and stop creating your own fucking killers and fucking enemies, because that's what Caucasian people do. They create their own fucking enemies, and then when somebody gets sick and tired of being fucked over and being bullied by Caucasian people, particularly America and Europe, and then when something happens, then you want people to cry and feel sorry for you. And then when a Caucasian person is a victim of something, then you want people to cry with you? No, fuck that. Until you care about other people and stop being selfish and insensitive and mean, then maybe people will have sympathy for you if you start caring about other people and stop being selfish and being in the comfort of your own privilege and give up your privilege. Treat people the way you want to be treated for a change. But stop telling my people and my ancestors to get over it when you can't even get over when you refuse to get over anything. And until you tell the Jews to get over it, until you accept the fact and allow other people to tell you to get over it, or get over the American Revolution, the Alamo, Pearl Harbor, I'm waiting for y'all to tell the Jews to get over the Holocaust, but you ain't gonna do that because you're scared. Until you tell a woman, particularly a Caucasian woman, to get over it, who's a rape victim, tell a woman to get over a rape victim to get over it, then don't tell so-called black people to get over it, because we're not. Until you give us reparations, until you stop being racist, which I'm pretty sure you're not, because you keep teaching your kids to be racist, because you're not going to change until you're not going to change until somebody actually stops, until we stop being friends, until my people of color stop partying with them, stop dating them, stop fucking them, stop being friends with them, stop helping them out, stop trying to be all American and prove to these motherfuckers, stop answering to Caucasian folks. They won't change. We have to combat racism. But I will say this: you're being an insensitive, racist hypocrite and dismissive to other people's pains and plights that you have created, and then you want to disenfranchise people of color, and then when all of a sudden when you get robbed, raped, and killed and beaten, and to get a taste of your own medicine, you wonder why. Maybe you should stop being racist and stop practicing discrimination and stop subjugating other people and stop colonizing other people and enslaving other people for your fucking personal greed and gain. And then you want to talk about, can we all just get along? No, fuck that. Maybe if you stop being mean and evil to people and fucking them over, Caucasian people, stop creating your own fucking enemies and stop sticking your nose where it doesn't fucking belong, then maybe, and start treating people fair and spread the wealth and make everybody equal and stop being racist. But y'all want to be on top. Well, there's nothing more to say. If you want the division to stop, if you want people to stand to you Caucasian people, your everyday Caucasian people, if you want other people to stand by you, give up your white privilege and stop being racist. Lead by example, since y'all want to be leaders. Well, take leadership responsibility and shut the fuck up and you need to get over your bullshit. Get over your ego. Get over your narcissism, your false sense of entitlement. Get over your white privilege and give up your white privilege and give my people restitution and let us have a voice just like y'all do. If you're equal, let's be equal. But what am I saying? The only thing we can do, my only thing we can do, people, is call out this bullshit and expose these motherfuckers for what they are. And that's why, and then they wonder why, then you wonder why the world hates them. You wonder why people hate America, especially people who are American citizens hate America, because this land is built on racism, hate, evil, thievery, rape, pillage, greed, and all that heinous acts of evil with genocide. And then you wonder why you don't have no world peace. Wake up. I'm out. Peace.